This is a tutorial for Friday on My Mind by the Easybeats. Chord progression through the verse is E minor, A minor, E minor, A minor, G, B, E7, A minor, A, D minor, C, E, and there's a run at the end, A, F sharp minor, B, E, and then we come to an A at the start of the chorus. I'm going to start on a B minor at 7th fret position, A minor sharp bar chord. We only need to hold part of the chord, we're not playing full chords throughout most of the song, we'll be playing partial chords. In fact, a lot of the time you'll be playing octaves from chords. Hold down fret 7 of the 5th string and fret 9 of the 4th string, and we're going to play alternating from string 5 to 4, 5, 4, 5, 4. You play 8 times before the vocals come in at the start of the song, and then another 8 times on the E minor once the vocals come in. So you're actually going to play it 16 times. So you're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the vocals will come in, then another 8 times. Second chord A minor, move down 2 frets and lift your first finger off. We're playing open 5th string, which is an A, 7th fret on the 4th string, which is also an A, and we're going to play that 4 times, string 5, 4, 4 times. So that will be. Then put your finger down on the 5th fret of the 5th string and play the 2 strings. Lift your finger off, finger down, finger off. So that bar will be. Come back to E minor again, 8 times. Back to A minor. And we move to a G, and we're going to play octaves again. So 3rd fret of the 6th string, 5th fret of the 4th string, alternating 8 times. Now we come up to a B chord, again we're going to play, keep the same shape, 7th fret of the 6th string, 9th fret of the 4th string, and we're going to play a chromatic run, pedalling back to the B on the 6th string. So we're going to play 6th string, 7th fret, then down to the 9th fret on the 4th, back to the 6th string, 8th fret on the 4th, back to the 6th string, 7th fret on the 4th, 6th string, 11th fret on the 5th, 6th string, 10th fret on the 5th, 6th string, 9th fret on the 5th, 6th string, 8th fret, 6th string, 7th fret. So a little chromatic run will be. On the B, then we move down to the E7 chord, and we're going to be playing open 6th string and 7th fret on the 5th string, which is an E again, 8 times. Move your finger down 1 string, so we now open A string, 7th fret on the 4th string, play that 8 times. Now we're going to follow the lyrics, so we're going to play twice more on that, up to the 9th fret on the 4th string, play open 5th and 4th string twice, up 2 more frets to the 11th and play it 4 times. string 3, fret 7, open 4th string, play that twice, up 2 frets, up 1 fret, 4 times, twice more, up 2 frets to the 12th, up to the 13th, back to the 12th, and then we get the chordal run at the end, which is a C chord, E-shaped bar at the 8th fret, 2 strums, A-shaped bar E at the 7th fret, 2 strums, A at the 5th fret, E-shaped bar, 1 strum, F sharp minor, 1 strum, B, 1 strum, E, 1 strum, and then we come to an A, which is the start of the chorus. Now there's 2 versions, 2 guitars in this song, so you have a choice of playing either one. That's one part. The second part, play exactly the same to the G. When you come out of the G, instead of coming up to the B and playing the chromatic run, slide from the 5th fret on the 4th string up to the 9th fret, and we'll play this little fill. So you slide up there, play 9, 8 on the 4th, 9, 8 on the 3rd, 9 on the 2nd, 7, hammer onto 8 and pull off to 7 on the 2nd, 9 on the 3rd, and 7 on the 3rd. So coming from the G, this little fill will sound like this. And bring your second finger over 7th fret of the 5th string, open E again, and we're going to play 8 times, string 6, then 5. Move your finger down 1, so that's now 7th fret on the 3rd string, 4th string, open 5th string, the A minor chord, 4 times. Now we're going to play the second little fill, which is 2nd fret 5th string, hammer onto 6 and pull off to 5, 7 on the 3rd, back to 5 on the 2nd, 7 on the 3rd, 5, 4, 6. So that will be the next little fill is just play the 6th string, play it again and slide to the 7th fret. And the final little fill, 1st string, fret 5, hammer on 6, pull off to 5, fret 8 on the 2nd string, back to 5 on the 1st, back to 8 on the 2nd, 6 on the 2nd, 5 on the 2nd, 6 on the 2nd. So that little fill is, and then you get the chord run down again at the end of that verse. So 2 versions of the verse. There's 2 verses, 2 choruses, so you could play one version for one verse, one for the other, or you could play both verses the same. It's your version, your choice, you play what you like. So I'll play through a verse and then play through the second half of the other way of playing the verse, so you get an idea of what it should sound like at a slowed down pace. So that's where the second guitar fills in. Coming out from the G, the other ending would be from the chromatic run. Okay, we then come to the chorus, which is chord progression of A, C sharp minor, back to A, C sharp minor, D, F sharp 7th, B minor, D, B, D, A7, and then at the end there's a raked A minor, D, G, and a cut off E. There's also a second part in that. Rather than playing the rake part, you could play open 5th and 6th string 6 times. That's 5, 6, 5, 6, 6 times, slightly muted, and then play the cut off E. So it would be, so whichever version you prefer. Strum pattern, just as a starting point: down, down, up, up, down, up. Gives you a good starting point, and then you can vary it and do what you like with it. So I'll just play through the chorus progression for you to give you a rough idea of what it should sound like. Alternatively, you can do that rather than the right part. At the end of the second chorus, the first 2 lines of the chorus are repeated until it fades, and basically all they're playing is an A to a C sharp minor, A, C sharp minor, and it just repeats and repeats. So basically that's all there is. Hopefully there's enough there to give you a chance of making up a version of your own or doing whatever. Just main thing is just enjoy it.